Hello, we have a Lowrance HDS12 on the bench today. Customer complaint was LCD is delaminating, and I guess there's issues with the LCD. Customer wanted fixed. Now, as you can see, this is definitely not delamination. This is not any sort of defect in the LCD display itself, as far as delamination is concerned. It looks like there is something between the digitizer glass and the LCD display itself. When we took the case off, we could immediately tell that there is a sticky, clear substance all over the inside of the unit. Just kind of gross. Very, very sticky, hard to clean, almost like a slime type substance. Never ever seen anything like this before. Have no idea where it came from at this point. We're just pretty much just cleaning up the board in the case at this point. We haven't even gotten to the display yet. So at this point, we could notice a smell coming off of the inside of this unit. Very chemical type smell. Hard to really explain. Just a very strong odor. In fact, it filled the shop with a very toxic smelling odor. And here we go. We removed the digitizer from the LCD. We went ahead and started cleaning up the LCD display itself, the digitizer. We noticed if we took a plastic scraping tool and sort of gently scraped the glass of the digitizer and gently scraped the LCD, that seemed to work the best. You can tell it's just nasty, goopy stuff. Again, no idea what it is, just gross stuff. So we got the digitizer and the LCD display fully cleaned, and we went ahead and test fitted it back together to make sure that everything is still good. We were concerned about the digitizer itself, but luckily, no damage there. Everything went back smoothly, and everything looks really good. So we cleaned the digitizer here. If you could see this. We still got a little more work to do to it. We have some a little more of that residue stuff around here. We just gotta hit it with some Windex in the front side as well, but being very careful not to damage the digitizer here. We did start on the display. Basically, what we did is we scraped all that nasty gooey stuff off with this thin piece of plastic here, and then used isopropyl alcohol to sort of clean it up some more. Being very careful, we're really trying not to damage the display here. So a little alcohol, we're going through, just carefully cleaning all that stuff off there. And we're going to keep doing that until this thing is totally clean. Then we'll temporarily put the digitizer and the display LCD back together. We'll test it, make sure everything's still functional and good. Then we're going to seal around the digitizer, place a display in the digitizer, make sure it makes a nice, good watertight seal. We'll put it on the heater, let it heat up and cure, and this one should be done, hopefully. It looks like this nasty, it's almost like a silicone sealant type stuff. It's just, I've never seen it before. I've never separated a Lowrance display before. I've never needed to. I've never had to do that, but this stuff is just focus. Super nasty. Just super gross, sticky stuff. Now, I can only assume that I talked to the customer. They never opened the unit. They never had it serviced by anyone. And after cleaning most of this stuff off, it looks to me like in the factory, when they combine the digitizer and the LCD display, they fill it with this fluid. I'm just speculating here. I'm guessing. They fill it with this nasty sticky fluid, completely soak it, and I think this is what gives it sort of its waterproof behavior, I guess. Again, I'm just assuming. And I think that because of some sort of defect, this stuff started leaking out over time on the customer. And then the customer got these basically bubbles in the display. The customer thought it was delaminating, but they were actually air pockets where this fluid leaked around. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to, once I clean this up, we are not going to fill it with any kind of fluid or anything like that. We're going to clean this up, and we're going to treat it like a tablet display or something like that, where we're going to put some adhesive around the digitizer. We're going to carefully place the LCD on the digitizer. We're going to heat it up, let it cure, and that'll be a watertight seal. There will be an air pocket between the digitizer and the LCD. If you can tell, there's a metal frame around the LCD, so there will be a tiny gap. I mean, I don't even know, a millimeter, half a millimeter, something like that. It's very, very small, very small. But I don't think it should have any effect as long as we have a good seal around it. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to finish cleaning this up, and we'll get back to you. So we temporarily have this back together. We have not tested it yet, so this is going to be the first time testing it. Fingers crossed that there's no issues. Okay, we're going to carefully flip this thing over. Just keep it upside down for now, it's fine. Look at that. Gorgeous. All those bubbles, all that nasty stuff is gone. Display is crisp, crystal clear. In fact, it looks much more crisp now. It's hard to see on the camera. It looks much more crisp than it did, in fact, than it does on any other HDS12 I've seen. So I think that fluid they insert in there sort of dulls the picture a little bit. Now, hopefully, the touchscreen is still working correctly. Let me turn the light on. Maybe it'll help the video a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Colors are perfect in person. It's just hard to see on the camera here. Fingers crossed again. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. That's what I was worried about, is the digitizer being damaged, because we had to physically take a wire. In fact, it's right here. We physically took a wire and worked our way through the display and digitizer, sliced it, and we were very careful because we didn't want to damage the digitizer. I have no digitizers for these, and they're not available, so that would be a major issue if that happened, but it didn't, so that's awesome. We're going to test a little bit more. We're going to take it back off. We're going to clean the digitizer and the display one more time. We're going to put sealant around it. We're going to put it on the heater, let it cure, get this thing back together and to the customer. Strangest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this before. This stuff was just nasty, nasty, and smelled really bad, really toxic too. Probably should have wore gloves. But in any case, we got that alien snot off it. No more cosmic goo, and it's going to be ready for the customer. All right. Any questions? RudolphRepairs@gmail.com. You can go to www.rudolphrepairs.com. Click on the mail-in form or free estimate. You'll get a free estimate if you click on free estimate. If you click on the mail-in form, you'll see our address pop up there. Fill out the form and send it in, and we'll get it fixed up for you. We work on fish finders, obviously. We work on all electronic devices. So feel free to send us whatever you have. Until next time.